谢谢大家这个有时间过来这个听我再瞎讲两句。刚才夏教授这个做的非常精彩的这个 PowerPoint， 我是就跟大家分享一下我的一些感想和感受，也没有太多的什么学问在里面。我主要想来 challenge everybody。OK， 我的起点是说 ，we have a problem. Our community, Chinese American community, have a problem. 这个，比如说 I think we are way overrepresented in professional positions, and we are way underrepresented in managerial executive positions, right? Our kids kind of reaching their peak performance in high school, maybe in college. We've got a lot of professors here. They know better than me. But once they get out of the real world, that academic performance is not the only, or maybe not even the major criteria, then our kids' performance going down. We still have a lot of stereotype in this country about us, about Chinese Americans. And in politics, in government, 这刚才不在这儿哈，他应该也大家都知道 we underrepresented in all levels of U.S. government and politics. You know, I don't know whether you know that. There are 535 U.S. members of Congress. Do you know how many are Chinese Americans? 535. We, Chinese American, our population is 1.5 of 1.5 is Chinese American population, and out of 1.5% out of 535, my math is very bad, but we only have 3. I know we are way underrepresented on that. We probably should have 7 or 8 or something like that, right? You know, of course, we all know the Jewish population, and soon Indian member of Congress will be going way up. So we have a problem. I want to help. Let's identify what that problem is. I don't know whether we should try or not. Do you think, given what I just said, what is our problem? 我们的问题是什么？可不可以试一下说，我看看我们到底什么问题，对不对？
华人从政太少。
华人的什么？
从政的太少。
从政的为什么？ Why we are underrepresented? Why the Indian kids are you know in my business, campaign consulting, politics, Indian kids are way above Chinese kids. I tell you, in 5 or 10 years, it's all Indians, not Chinese, right? So, if you think about this, in Wall Street and in Silicon Valley, there's about same number of Chinese and same number of Indians who gets ahead in executive positions. The number is that Indians are about 5 to 7 times higher than Chinese. You know what? Indians come to this country after the immigration reform mostly. That is after 1965. The Chinese, we came here around 1850. We've been here much longer than most other people. And some people will say, oh, you know what, our English is not good, right? Chinese American first generation, like you and I, we are here, we have 5 millions of us. We're just around 1 million, 1.5 millions. There are 3 million other Chinese who've grown up here who speak English as their mother tongue. So that is not a very good argument too. Right? Look at, I think about Canada this time, just last year. Canada has a new government. The left get into power. How many Indians are in the Canadian government, federal government? I forgot how many Indians got a minister position, but I think 4 or 5. There's probably not one Chinese. In Canada, the Indians came to Canada in around the 70s and 80s. The Chinese been there from 18 something. Yeah, the Chinese also helped build their railroad. I'll give you another number. A study, a very well-known study about the Silicon Valley. Up until 1995 or 98, for all the tech companies, for foreign CEOs, 17% of that is Chinese from Hong Kong and Taiwan. Silicon Valley tech companies, 17% of that is run by CEOs from Taiwan and Hong Kong. Fast forward to today, that number just flipped. That's about 20% are Indian CEOs, there's only a few percent from Chinese anymore. No more. Today in Silicon Valley, the Indian startup, the number of that is more than Britain, China, mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, all combined. That's Indians, right? So I think we do have a problem there. So what is the problem? So the problem is this: either is other people cause us some trouble, or we give ourselves the problem. And I want to tell you my conclusion is mostly it's not other people cause us problem, it is our own problem. I may be a little bit harsh on our fellow Chinese Americans, but I do think it is not, we can say, well, yeah, maybe there's a racism, there's a discrimination, there's a stereotype, there's a bias. But think again that example I give you. Indians in Silicon Valley and Wall Street. Can you really, in all fairness, say and tell me that the white or Jewish boss like the Indians more than the Chinese? No Americans will agree with you on that. If there's any difference, maybe they prefer Chinese. At least they've been with Chinese for a long time in this country, like our General Cho chicken. So that is not our argument. Everybody knows that, right? So I think our problem is ourselves. What is our problem? I really think that for many Chinese here, professionals I'm talking about, not Chinese restaurant Chinese, professionals, we still lack of conscientious integration into American value and American way of life. In other words, we maybe are still too Chinese. I know all this is a loaded word. You can criticize me for whatever, but please cut me some slacks on that. I'm trying to identify a problem. We don't have a very colorful, dynamic personality, a big personality. You think about a Chinese nerdy with the glasses on, with bean counting, how to save a few dollars here and there. But these are not CEO or exec material. I'm sorry about that, right? We're good. We're good at something. We're very good at something. But again, if you want to complain, how come the guy next to me, that black dude, has been there for 10 years? Sorry about that. And I've been here longer. I never got a promotion, right? And then that Indian guy over to my left side also been here shorter than me, and he got a promotion. And you pissed off. Why you have to piss off? And let's say this. Let me put a hard number on this. Let's say, yes, external factors like discrimination, bias, all of that, or outright racism against us. Let's say that accounts for 20% or 15% of our problem. If 80% or 85% come from ourselves, why focus on that 15-20%? Why don't focus on the big chunk that's our own problems? We can argue about that, but that's my view on that. So then I have identified this problem, but may not right. You can argue with me on that, right? But let's say why we have this problem. Then my thing is that yes, Unfortunately, we brought it from China. The Chinese culture, Chinese history, mostly we don't have a public life in China. We don't have a civic life in China. Think about all your parents, your grandparents, even yourself. In our village, there's nothing, just your village, your family. Maybe the best public or civic life you have is your family temple. And that's gone for 50, 70 years already. So we have no public life. Think about in the West, when they have a city, what do they build in the